The call came at 8:47 p.m. on a Tuesday, right as I was finishing up the quarterly revenue projections that would determine my end-of-year bonus. My mother's name flashed across my phone screen, and I felt that familiar twist in my stomach. I'm Emma, and this is the story of how I finally stopped setting myself on fire to keep my family warm. Emma, honey, we need your help. Mom's voice already had that practiced tremor. It's Harry. He's in trouble again. I kept typing, letting the silence stretch. 3 times this year already. March, $5,000 for unexpected business expenses. June, $8,000 for temporary cash flow issues. August, $12,000 for investor commitments. Now, here we were in October. Emma, are you there? I'm here, Mom. Just finishing something for work. My voice stayed steady, even as my fingers clenched around the phone. What kind of trouble? He's going to lose everything if we don't help him. His new tech venture, it's just temporary setbacks, but... She broke into theatrical sobs. Your father and I already sold our stocks, but it's not enough. Harry says he just needs $15,000 to bridge the gap. My bonus would be exactly $15,400. They knew this because I'd mentioned it during our last family dinner, watching Harry's eyes light up like a shark scenting blood. What happened to the money from August? I asked. Don't start, Emma. Your brother is trying his best. He's under so much pressure. Mum, that's nearly $40,000 in 7 months. Well, some of us take risks to achieve great things. Her voice sharpened. Not everyone is content pushing papers in a cubicle their whole life. I glanced at my corner office view of downtown, letting out a slow breath. Put Dad on the phone. He's indisposed. Translation, probably drinking in his study, where he retreated whenever money problems arose. Unless they involved yelling at me, of course. Harry really needs our support right now, Mum continued. Family helps families, or have you forgotten what that means? The words hit like a slap. I remembered being 16 working 2 jobs to help with bills while Harry blew his college fund on a failed DJ career. 22 postponing grad school because Harry needed bail money. 29 watching them remortgage their house to fund Harry's cryptocurrency scheme. My phone buzzed with incoming texts. Harry, hey sis, I know Mom called. I wouldn't ask if it wasn't important. Harry, this investor meeting could change everything. Harry, don't let Mom and Dad down again, as if I was the disappointment, as if I hadn't been their human ATM for the past decade. Emma, Mom's voice wavered. Please, we're talking about your brother's future. I opened my banking app, staring at my account balance. The bonus would clear at midnight. 1 click and I could transfer it all, watch another chunk of my life dissolve into Harry's black hole of needs. Okay, I said quietly. I'll help. Mom's relief gushed through the phone. Oh, thank God, you're such a good girl. I'll tell Harry to expect the transfer tomorrow morning. He has a meeting at 10. I'll take care of it tonight, I interrupted, as soon as the money clears. You're an angel. I knew you'd understand. She paused. Your father will be so proud. I ended the call and sat in my dark office, watching the city lights blur through unshed tears. My computer pinged. An email from the bank confirming my bonus deposit. Another text from Harry. Thanks, sis. You're the best. Promise I'll make it up to you. I opened my bottom desk drawer and pulled out a manila envelope Cynthia had helped me prepare weeks ago. Inside were bank statements, loan documents, and one particularly damning piece of evidence that would change everything. My fingers hovered over my phone as I composed a new message. Transfer confirmed. Check your email in an hour. Then I opened my secret banking app, the one I'd set up 3 months ago after the last emergency, and started the transfer. Not to Harry, not this time. Mum was right about one thing. Family helps family. But tonight I was finally going to help myself. I gathered my things, shut down my computer, and walked to the elevator. By morning they'd know exactly what I'd done, by morning everything would change. But for now, I just smiled, feeling lighter than I had in years. Sometimes the biggest act of self-love is simply stopping the cycle of abuse, even if it means burning every bridge behind you. The elevator doors closed and I watched my reflection, a woman who finally looked ready to be free. You actually did it. Cynthia sat cross-legged on our living room couch, scrolling through the banking app on my phone. $15,000 straight into your escape fund. I handed her a glass of wine and settled beside her. 9 months of planning had to happen eventually. And the documents, scheduled email, should hit their inboxes in, I checked my watch, 20 minutes. My hidden account now held over $40,000. Every emergency payment I'd promised my family over the past 9 months had gone straight into it instead. The ultimate rainy day fund, or maybe tsunami fund, was more accurate. "Show me the loan papers again," Cynthia said, reaching for the manila folder on our coffee table. I pulled out the damning evidence we'd uncovered 3 months ago. The business loan application for $40,000, co-signed by my parents with Harry's grandiose business plan attached. They'd sworn to me they'd never co-sign for him again after the last disaster. "Your mother's signature looks shaky," Cynthia noted, her paralegal instincts kicking in. "Because she signed it drunk. Harry waited until their anniversary dinner. 3 bottles of wine in, he could have gotten them to sign anything." My phone buzzed. Harry again. "Meeting prep going great. Thanks for coming through, sis." I turned the phone face down without responding. "Remember when we found this?" Cynthia gestured at the loan papers. "You were just looking for your birth certificate, and instead found out my parents had lied to my face. Again." I took a long sip of wine. That was the day I knew I had to get out. The memory was still fresh. Digging through my parents' filing cabinet while they were at Harry's latest business launch, looking for documents to renew my passport. Finding instead a stack of loan papers, credit applications, and collection notices, all carefully hidden from me. My phone buzzed again. This time it was Mom. "Just checking the money went through okay. Harry's meeting is so important." 10 minutes until the email hits," Cynthia said. "Want to read it one more time?" I shook my head. "I've memorized every word." The email contained 3 attachments: proof of the defaulting business loan, screenshots of Harry's gambling transactions disguised as business expenses, and a formal notice from the collection agency about impending legal action. "They're going to lose their minds," Cynthia warned. "They lost their minds years ago. Now they're just going to lose their money." My phone started ringing. Dad's name appeared on the screen. "Right on schedule," I muttered. "He always calls to gloat when I help the family." "Don't answer," Cynthia advised. "Let them read the email first." I stared at the phone until it stopped ringing. 5 minutes later, it started again. "What do you think they'll do first?" I asked. "Threaten to disown me or try to guilt me into fixing it? Knowing your mom? Both. Simultaneously." My laptop chimed. The email had sent. I pictured them opening it. Mom probably in her favourite armchair, Dad in his study, Harry wherever he actually was instead of preparing for meetings. The phone erupted again, this time with rapid-fire texts. "Mom, what is this?" "Mom, call me right now, Dad. You've gone too far." "Harry, WTF, did you just do?" "Mom, your father is having chest pains." "Dad, this is unforgivable." "Harry, answer your phone, you stupid bitch, chest pains," I said dryly. Mum's really reaching into her greatest hits tonight. Cynthia reached over and squeezed my hand. "You okay?" "Better than okay." I showed her my other phone, the new one they didn't know about. "I already signed a lease on that apartment we looked at. Moving trucks booked for next week. They'll try to find you. Let them try. I've got everything covered." I pulled out another folder, this one filled with documentation of every penny they'd guilted out of me over the years. If they want to play hardball, I've got enough evidence to bury them. The texts kept coming, growing more desperate by the minute. I turned off my old phone and poured more wine. To freedom, Cynthia raised her glass. To consequences, I replied, clinking glasses with her. Outside, the city hummed with its usual evening energy. Somewhere across town, my family was imploding, facing the reality of their actions for the first time in decades. But here, in my soon-to-be former apartment, I felt nothing but peace. The storm was finally breaking, and I had my umbrella ready. The next morning I walked into my office to find 17 missed calls from Dad, 23 from Mom, and 38 text messages from Harry. I switched off my old phone and placed it in my desk drawer, focusing instead on my laptop screen. "Emma," my assistant Sarah poked her head in, "there's a woman in the lobby insisting on seeing you, says she's your mother." Of course she was. Tell security she's not authorized to enter the building. Already done. Sarah hesitated. She's crying pretty dramatically. She does that. I pulled up my email and started composing a message to HR about updating my emergency contacts. If she comes back, call the police. My new phone buzzed. Cynthia sending updates about the apartment. The movers were confirmed for Saturday, and she'd found a security company to install cameras at my new place. A notification popped up on my screen. A transfer confirmation from my hidden account to the collection agency handling my parents' defaulted loan. Not the full amount, just enough to show I had access to their financial records. My office phone rang. The front desk. "Ms. Wade, your mother left something for you." 10 minutes later, Sarah brought in a thick envelope. Inside was a stack of family photos, me at graduation, family vacations, holiday gatherings. A post-it note in Mom's handwriting read, "Is this what you want to destroy?" I dropped the photos in my shredder without hesitation. Another email arrived, this one from Zara, Harry's girlfriend. "We need to talk. It's important." I replied with a time and a public coffee shop address. No way was I meeting her anywhere private. The morning crawled by. I focused on work, delegating projects and updating transition documents for my team. I'd already accepted a position at our Seattle office, starting next month. At noon I walked into the coffee shop. Zara sat in a corner booth, looking less polished than usual. "You're probably wondering why I reached out," she said as I sat down. "I assume Harry sent you to negotiate." "Actually," she pulled out her phone, "I thought you should hear this." She pressed play on a voice message. Harry's voice filled the space between us. "Babe, my stupid sisters are actually growing a spine. Can you believe it? After all these years of being Mom and Dad's perfect little ATM." He laughed bitterly. "Whatever. I've got other investors lined up." Emma was always the easiest mark, though. Just had to let Mom work her magic with the guilt trips. I kept my face neutral. "When was this?" "Last week, before..." She gestured vaguely. "Everything." "Why are you showing me this?" Zara shifted uncomfortably. "Because I found out what he did with the money from my uncle. It wasn't business investments. He's got a gambling problem, Emma, a bad one." "I know. You do?" I pulled out my phone and showed her the screenshots I'd gathered. Harry's casino app transactions, sports betting accounts, underground poker losses. "Oh, God!" Zara's face went pale. "How long have you known?" "Long enough to stop enabling it." She reached for her purse. "There's more. Bank statements, credit card applications, things he asked me to help him with. I'll email them to you." "Why now?" "Because he's been lying to everyone, and because..." She touched her stomach briefly. "I need to protect myself too." I understood immediately. "How far along?" 8 weeks. He doesn't know yet. My coffee grew cold as Zara shared everything. Harry's secret debts, the investors he'd scammed, the lies he'd told our parents. Each revelation confirmed what I'd already discovered, adding new layers to justify my actions. Back at my office, I forwarded Zara's evidence to my lawyer. Then I opened my banking app one last time, transferring another calculated sum to the collection agency. My phone lit up with a text from an unknown number. "You think you're so smart? Wait until everyone knows what kind of daughter you really are. Dad." I screenshot the message and added it to my documentation folder. Then I sent one final email to my parents. "I've transferred additional funds to your loan account, not to help you, but to prove I could have helped all along. I chose not to. Every penny you lose now is the direct result of your choices. Don't contact me again." I attached the voice message from Harry, then hit send. Within minutes, Mom's number flashed on my screen. For the first time in my adult life, I didn't feel the compulsion to answer. Instead, I pulled up the photo of my new apartment and smiled. 3 more days until moving day. 3 more days until freedom. Let them rage, let them threaten, let them finally face the consequences of their actions. I had stopped playing their game. The pounding on my apartment door started at 6 a.m. I didn't need to check the peephole to know it was Harry. "Open the damn door, Emma," his voice echoed through the hallway. "I know you're in there." Cynthia emerged from her room, baseball bat in hand. "Want me to call the cops?" "Not yet." I pressed record on my phone and opened the door, keeping the security chain latched. "It's a bit early for a visit." Harry's face was red, his designer shirt wrinkled. He'd clearly been up all night. "What the hell did you send to the collectors? They're freezing everything." "Only what they already knew about, the loan you tricked Mom and Dad into co-signing." "I didn't trick anyone." He slammed his palm against the doorframe. "They wanted to help me succeed. Unlike you, you're just jealous because I actually take risks." "Is that what you call gambling away other people's money?" His face went white. "What are you talking about? I talked to Zara yesterday." "That bitch," he snarled. "She doesn't know anything." "She knows about the casino apps, the sports betting, the money you took from her uncle. It was an investment." "In what? Blackjack?" He tried to force the door wider, but the chain held. "You've ruined everything. I had real investors lined up, real opportunities, like the cryptocurrency scheme, or the DJ Academy, or maybe the food truck empire that never bought a single truck. You don't understand business." His voice cracked with desperation. "I just needed more time, more capital. If you hadn't interfered..." "If I hadn't interfered, Mom and Dad would lose their house bailing you out. Again. They're our parents. We're supposed to help them." "Help them?" I laughed bitterly. "You mean help you? It's always been about you, Harry. Every sacrifice, every dollar, every tearful phone call, all for you." He stepped back, running his hands through his dishevelled hair. "Fine, you've made your point. Just call off the collectors. We can figure something out." "There's nothing to figure out. The loan is in default. Actions have consequences." "Consequences?" He spat the word like poison. "You want to talk about consequences? Mom's having anxiety attacks. Dad's drinking again. Is that what you wanted? They're adults making their own choices, just like I'm making mine." "By destroying your family?" "No," I said quietly. "By saving myself." His face twisted into something ugly. "You always thought you were better than me. Perfect little Emma, with her corporate job and her responsible lifestyle. But you know what? At least I'm not a heartless bitch who abandons her family. Funny. I thought that's exactly what you were planning to do to Zara and your baby." The colour drained from his face. "What?" "She told me everything, Harry, including her pregnancy test results." He stumbled backward, mouth opening and closing soundlessly. "The collectors have all the documentation," I continued. "Every transaction, every loan application, every lie. If you try to run, they'll find you. If you try to scam more people, they'll know. Game over." "You're bluffing." I pulled out my phone and played Zara's recording of him mocking our parents. His own voice echoed in the hallway. "Emma was always the easiest mark." "Get out," I said. "Don't come back. This isn't over." he threatened, but his voice shook. Yes, it is. I closed the door in his face. Cynthia lowered the baseball bat. You okay? I nodded, hands trembling slightly as I sent the recording to my lawyer. Better than okay. My phone buzzed with a text from Zara. Harry's calling me non-stop. What happened? He knows, I wrote back. Stay safe. Another message arrived, this one from Mom. Your brother is devastated. How could you betray family like this? We raised you better. I thought about all the times they'd raised me to be their safety net, their backup plan, their perpetual sacrifice. No, I typed. You raised me to be Harry's victim. I raised myself to be a survivor. Then I blocked their numbers on my new phone and started packing boxes. 3 more days until the moving truck arrived. 3 more days until I could leave this all behind. Cynthia helped me bubble wrap photo frames, the ones without family in them. You know they'll try again, she warned. Let them. I sealed another box with packing tape. I'm done setting myself on fire to keep them warm. Outside, the sun was rising over the city. A new day, a new beginning. And this time, I was writing my own story. The collection agency didn't waste time. 1 week after my move to Seattle, Cynthia forwarded me a photo of the official notice taped to my parents' front door. They're repossessing the Mercedes tomorrow, she texted. Your mum's been calling everyone she knows for money. I set my phone down and continued unpacking boxes in my new apartment. 30 stories up, with a view of Puget Sound that made me feel like I could breathe again. No family photos on these walls. No guilt hanging in these corners. My work phone buzzed, a number I didn't recognize. Emma speaking. Please don't hang up. Mom's voice, but different, smaller. They're taking everything. I should have ended the call. Instead, I said, that's how collections work. We'll lose the house. She wasn't crying this time. That was new. Your father, he's not handling it well. You mean he's drinking? The bank accounts are frozen. Harry's disappeared. We don't even have grocery money. I thought about the time I was 16 working at the mall food court. Every paycheck went straight to family expenses while Harry got a new car for his failed music career. There are food banks in the area, I said. I can text you the addresses. How can you be so cold? We're your parents. Exactly. You're adults who made your choices. Now you're facing the consequences. We chose to help your brother. That's what families do. No, Mum. You chose to enable him. There's a difference. A long pause, then. We got a letter about credit card fraud. The card Harry opened in my name 3 years ago. Yeah, that's been reported. He was just trying to... If you defend him right now, I'm hanging up. Another pause. I heard ice cubes clinking in the background. Of course she was drinking. What do you want? She finally asked. Money. We'll pay you back everything once this mess is sorted. I want nothing from you. That's the whole point. Then why are you doing this? Because for 33 years, you and Dad taught me that love means setting yourself on fire to keep others warm. I'm not burning anymore. She started to respond, but I ended the call. My hands were shaking as I poured a glass of wine. My phone lit up with a text from an unknown number. Your father had to pawn his Rolex. Happy now? Harry. I blocked the number and opened my laptop to check my email. The collection agency had sent an update. They'd discovered 3 more fraudulent accounts in my name. My lawyer was already handling it. Another text, this time from Zara. Harry's gone, left a note saying he's going to fix everything. Should I be worried? I called her immediately. Are you somewhere safe? At my sister's. Her voice was thick with tears. I told him about the baby. He said I should take care of it before the collectors find out. My stomach turned. Do you need money? I can help. No, she cut me off. I'm done with handouts. I got a job interview tomorrow, real estate office. Good. Keep me updated? Yeah. She paused. Your mum called me, said some pretty awful things. Let me guess, I'm a heartless daughter who destroyed the family. Actually, she offered me money to tell the collectors I lied about Harry's gambling. I laughed without humour. Did she mention where this money would come from, considering their accounts are frozen? She said something about your grandmother's jewellery. Of course, the jewellery Mum had promised would be mine someday. Another lie in a lifetime of lies. My doorbell rang. Through the security camera, I saw a delivery person with flowers. The card read, "Emma, please, we can fix this together. We're still your parents. Mum and Dad." I dropped the flowers down the garbage chute and opened my banking app. The hidden account now held enough for a year's rent, plus emergency funds. Freedom money, Cynthia called it. My work email pinged. Confirmation of my promotion in the Seattle office. New title, better salary, fresh start. Looking out over the Sound, I watched boats cutting white lines through the water. Somewhere back in my old city, my family was facing their first taste of real consequences. Part of me felt guilty. But a bigger part felt free. My phone buzzed one last time. A text from Dad. "Hope you're proud of yourself. Your mother can't stop crying." I typed back 4 words. "I learned from you." Then I turned off my phone, opened a bottle of wine, and watched the sunset paint the sky in colours of release. "You need to see this," Cynthia said through my laptop screen during our weekly video call. She held up her phone, showing me a social media post from Harry. "Excited to announce my new venture. Time to show everyone what real success looks like. Könnte Entrepreneur Chucker come back? Watch me." "He's trying to start another scam," I said, taking a sip of my morning coffee. My Seattle apartment was bathed in rare winter sunlight. Already on it, Cynthia's paralegal instincts had kicked in. I forwarded everything to the collection agency. They're monitoring his accounts. My work phone buzzed, a text from Zara. "Check your email now." I opened my inbox to find a forwarded message chain. Harry had been contacting potential investors, using doctored bank statements to hide his past failures. He'd even forged recommendation letters, including one with my digital signature. "Got it," I told Cynthia, "sending to my lawyer." "There's more," she said. "Your parents' car was repossessed yesterday. Your mum's been posting about ungrateful children and family betrayal non-stop." I pulled up Mum's social media. Sure enough, there was a lengthy post about how certain people had forgotten the meaning of family loyalty. The comments were full of sympathetic responses, people offering prayers and support. "She's still playing the victim," I muttered. "Speaking of playing," Cynthia's voice turned serious, "did you know about the credit card they opened for Harry's new business last week?" "What?" She sent me the documentation. Someone had submitted a business credit application using my old home address, and a forged signature that looked suspiciously like mine. "They never learn," I said, forwarding everything to my lawyer. "Add it to the fraud investigation." My phone lit up with an unknown number. Against my better judgment, I answered. "Emma?" It was Dad, his voice rough. "Don't hang up, please. What do you want? Your mother's in the hospital." My heart stuttered. "Why?" "Anxiety attack. She couldn't breathe. The doctors say it's stress-related." His voice cracked. "We need you." "No, you need my money." "Damn it, Emma, she's your mother." "Is she really in the hospital, Dad, or is this another manipulation?" A long pause. "You've become so cold." "No, I've become wise. There's a difference." I took a deep breath. "Don't call this number again." I ended the call and turned to Cynthia's concerned face on my laptop. "They're getting desperate. Good thing I found this then." She held up a document. "Remember that investment account your mum said she set up for you when you were born? The one she claimed paid for your first car?" "Yeah, why?" "It never existed. I found the original car loan papers. They used your college fund to buy Harry's recording equipment instead." The revelation shouldn't have hurt after everything else, but it did. Another childhood promise exposed as a lie. My email pinged a message from the collection agency. They'd discovered Harry's new venture attempts and were taking preemptive legal action. Below that was a notice about the fraudulent credit card application. They're going to investigate him for fraud, I told Cynthia. Real fraud this time, criminal charges. Are you okay with that? I thought about years of forged signatures, hidden loans and stolen opportunities. Yes. My phone buzzed with another text from Zara. Harry's telling everyone I'm lying about the baby. Says it's not his. I typed back, save everything, document it all. Opening my banking app, I looked at my Freedom account one last time. Then I did something I'd been planning for weeks. I transferred a small but significant sum to Zara's account with a note, for the baby's future, no strings attached. You're helping her? Cynthia asked, watching my screen. Breaking cycles, I corrected. That baby deserves better than our family legacy. My work email chimed with a calendar invite. My new team wanted to take me to dinner. Real colleagues, real relationships, no hidden agendas. They're going to keep trying, Cynthia warned. Your mum's hospital stunt proves they're escalating. Let them. I closed my laptop and walked to my window, watching seaplanes land on the Sound. I'm done playing their game. My phone lit up one last time, a final text from Harry. You think you've won? Watch what happens next. I forwarded the threat to my lawyer without response. Let him plot. Let them all scheme and manipulate and play their tired old games. I was already gone, flying free above their storms. And this time I wasn't coming back down. The arrest warrant for Harry came on a rainy Tuesday morning. Cynthia sent me the news article. Local entrepreneur charged with multiple counts of financial fraud. My phone immediately exploded with messages. Mum, how could you let this happen? Dad, your brother's life is ruined. I hope you're satisfied. Zara, he's been arrested. Thank God. I silenced the notifications and focused on the email from my lawyer. Harry had been caught trying to open multiple business loans using forged documents. The evidence trail led straight back to years of similar fraud, including the accounts in my name. My office phone rang. It was Sarah, my old assistant from the previous office. Emma, you need to know something. Your mother's in the lobby again. I don't work there anymore, Sarah. I know, but she's telling everyone who'll listen about how you destroyed the family. Security is removing her now. I thanked her and ended the call just as my cell phone lit up with an unknown number. Is this Emma? A formal voice asked. This is Detective Roberts. We're investigating several cases of financial fraud involving your brother, Harry. Yes, I've been working with the collection agency. We'd like you to come in and make a formal statement. Some of these fraudulent accounts were opened in your name. I agreed to video conference with them tomorrow. As I hung up, another text came through from Zara. Harry's girlfriend before me reached out. Says he did the same thing to her family. They lost their business. The pattern never ended. Just more victims, more lies, more lives destroyed in Harry's wake. My laptop pinged with an email notification that stopped my breath. Leadership Excellence Award nomination results. I clicked it open, hands shaking slightly. 3 months ago, before everything exploded, my old team had nominated me for a prestigious industry award. Congratulations! We are pleased to inform you that you have been selected as this year's recipient. The award includes a $25,000 professional development grant. My vision blurred. All those years of hard work, of being the responsible one, of being mocked for my boring corporate job, it had led to this moment. My phone buzzed again. Mum, from a new number. They're handcuffing your brother like a common criminal. After everything we did for you, this is how you repay us? By destroying him? I typed back. He destroyed himself. I just stopped covering it up. We're selling the house, moving in with your aunt. Is that what you wanted? What I wanted was parents who protected me as much as they protected him. We always loved you. We just had to help your brother more because he struggled. No, you had to help him more because you chose to. And now you're all choosing to face the consequences. I blocked the new number and opened my email, clicking Accept on the award notification. The grant money would be deposited next week, enough to start a small college fund for Zara's baby. My desk phone lit up. My new team calling for our daily check-in. Real work, real responsibilities, real respect. Emma, my new boss asked after our meeting, the Seattle Times wants to interview you about the Leadership Award. Given the current situation with your family, should we decline? I thought about it. No, I'll do it. It's time to own my story. That evening I sat in my apartment, watching the sunset paint the Seattle skyline in shades of gold. My phone had been quiet for hours, the first peaceful stretch since Harry's arrest. Then one final text came through from a number I didn't recognize. Your father had a heart attack. Minor, but he's in the hospital. Thought you should know. Aunt Linda. I stared at the message, waiting for the guilt to hit. Instead, I felt nothing. They'd used up all my emotion, all my care, all my responsibility. I typed back, "Thank you for letting me know," then set my phone aside. On my coffee table sat the award notification letter. Beside it, a copy of the arrest warrant that would keep Harry from hurting anyone else. And next to that, a sonogram picture Zara had sent. The first image of a baby who would grow up free from our family's toxic legacy. My doorbell rang. Through the security camera, I saw my new team standing there with champagne and takeout, ready to celebrate the award. I buzzed them up, smiling. This was my family now, chosen, healthy, real. Let the old one fall apart. I was finally, truly free. The Seattle Times article came out on a crisp spring morning. My phone buzzed with Cynthia's text. You need to read these comments. Below the headline, Rising Tech Executive Speaks Out About Family Financial Abuse. Hundreds of responses poured in. Stories from other survivors, messages of support, people sharing their own journeys of breaking free from toxic families. Your story helped me leave my abusive situation, one read. Thank you for showing it's possible to choose yourself. My office door opened, my assistant carrying a stack of mail. More letters for you, and Zara's online too. I picked up the phone. How are you feeling? Huge, ready to pop, she laughed. But that's not why I called. Harry took a plea deal. My hand tightened on the receiver. And 3 years plus restitution to all his victims. She paused. Including me and you. I thought about the money, the lies, the years of manipulation. No prison sentence could repay that debt. But maybe that wasn't the point. Have you heard from my parents? I asked. They're selling the house, moving to Florida, apparently. Your mum's been telling everyone they need a fresh start away from their ungrateful daughter. Still playing the victim. Speaking of playing, Zara's voice brightened. The baby kicked. Want to feel it? I can video call. I smiled, switching to video mode. Watching Zara's hand guide mine through the screen to where her daughter kicked felt like touching the future, a future free from our past. My email pinged. The leadership grant had cleared. I'd already set up the college fund for Zara's baby, with strict conditions that neither Harry nor my parents could ever access it. I have something for you, I told Zara, sending her the account details. For her future. Silence, then sniffling. Emma, I can't. Yes, you can. Break the cycle. Show her a different way. After we hung up, I opened one of the letters on my desk. Inside was a photo, me at 6 years old, holding a trophy from my first spelling bee. Mum had always claimed they lost all my childhood photos in a move. A note fell out. Found this while packing. Thought you should have it. Aunt Linda. I studied my younger self smile, remembering that day. I'd won first place. Harry had thrown a tantrum because all the attention wasn't on him. Mum had promised we'd go for ice cream to celebrate, but we ended up spending the evening at Harry's baseball practice instead. My phone lit up. An unknown number. "Emma?" Dad's voice, rougher than I remembered. "Don't hang up. What do you want?" "I read your article." A long pause. "You really think we abused you?" "Financial abuse is still abuse, Dad." "We were trying to help your brother." "No, you were trying to avoid facing reality, and you used me to do it." "Maybe." His voice cracked. "Maybe we did." I waited, heart pounding. "I'm not asking for money," he continued, "or forgiveness. Just wanted you to know I read it, and He cleared his throat. "I'm sorry we hurt you." The words I'd waited decades to hear. They didn't fix anything. They didn't erase the past, but they were real. "Thank you for saying that," I said quietly. "Your mother, she's not ready to understand. Maybe never will be." "I know." After we hung up, I walked to my window. Below, children played in the park, their laughter floating up to my office. I thought about Zara's baby, about cycles broken and new beginnings. My desk phone buzzed, my team waiting for our strategy meeting. Real work, real purpose, real growth. I took one last look at the childhood photo before slipping it into my drawer. That little girl with the trophy didn't know what lay ahead, but she survived. She thrived. She broke free. Opening my office door, I heard my team's friendly chatter, saw their welcoming smiles. This was my family now, chosen, earned, real. My phone buzzed one final time. A text from Cynthia. "You did it. You really did it." Yes, I had. I'd stopped setting myself on fire to keep others warm. I'd chosen myself. I'd survived. And in the end, that was the greatest victory of all. Walking into the conference room, I felt lighter than ever. Let the past stay in the past. Let old wounds heal. Let toxic ties fade. I was finally, truly, completely free. And this time I was never looking back.